Hello viewers, welcome to the digital class of Udainath Autonomous College of Science and Technology. In today's class, we will be discussing the two more categories of decision making statements. In our last video, we have already discussed the two categories, the first two categories of decision making statement, that is the if statement and the if else statement. In today's video, we will be describing about if else if statement and nested if statement. In if else if statement, we will be discussing about the syntax and examples, and the same is discussed nested if statement. So in today's video, we will be elaborating the if else if as well as nested if. So moving on to if else if statement. So first we will be discussing what is the syntax of if else if statement. So as we have already discussed the concept of if statement, so there will be if and a condition. Then the block of if statement in which there can be a single statement or a number of statements as per the requirement of the program. Similarly, the else will be followed by if statement, but here we have another if condition. That means we will be writing another if condition with the else condition. If, then another condition. So again there will be a block of statement for the if statement. For this if, there will be another else statement, and if our program needs much more if conditions, then we can also write else if, then a condition. Then this process continues as per the requirement of the program, and finally we will have a single else statement, which means that if all the statements, all the conditions of if will return false, then finally it will come to the else part, and the statement, the single statement or a number of statement under else statement will be executed. So in if else if statement, if all the statements or all the conditions are coming false, then it will move to the else part, which was not there in if and if else. And another benefit of using if else if is that it is not all about the time consuming concept. That means if the condition of first if returns true, then it will not execute all the rest of the program. That means it will not come to the else part. Similarly, if this if condition returns false, it will come to this else part, and it will check the condition of this if statement. And if this statement returns true, then the block of statement of else if of this else if will be executed, and rest all will be eliminated. And finally, if all the conditions will return false, then finally it will come to the else part, and it will return the, or it will execute the statements of the else statement. So this is all about the syntax of if else if statement. Now we will be discussing one example of if else if statement based on the syntax of if else if statement. So let's see the example of if else if statement. Let's say we have a program, write a program to enter two numbers and print the greatest number, and also check whether the numbers are equal or not. That means we will executing a program in which we will take two numbers and we have to find whether there is a greatest number or not, and whether the numbers are equal or not. So let's implement the concept of if else if statement over here. So as per the structure of a C program, we must start with #include stdio.h, which is the header file, then followed by void main. Then there is a open curly bracket of main function. So first thing is that we have to enter two numbers. So before entering two numbers, we must allocate two memories. Let's say I have taken two variables, that is m and n. Now we have to enter two numbers. So let's give a message first, enter two numbers, followed by scanf, which is used to enter the values of two variables, ampersand m, ampersand n, which is the general syntax of scanf function. So we have given a message to enter two numbers, and we have entered two numbers in m and n. Now we will be checking which is whether there is a greatest number or not, or the numbers are equal. So first condition is if m is greater than n, then it will print greatest number %d m. Else if n is greater than m, then printf greatest number %d n, and if there will be no greater number within m and n, then it will come to else part and we will write printf numbers are equal. This is the end of else statement, this is the end of main function. So let's take an example. So as per the question, we have to enter two numbers. So I have entered two numbers m and n, that means it will allocate two memories m and n, and we have to enter two numbers. So when the cursor will blink, let's say I have entered 50 in m and 90 in n. So here it will check the condition. So 50 is greater than 90, m is greater than 90, 50 is greater than 90, true or false? So it will return false because 50 is not greater than 90. So it will not enter the if condition, it will come to else if. Now it will check n is greater than m, 90 is greater than 50, yes true, 90 is greater than 50. So it will enter the block of else if and it will print greatest number is, so greatest number is, in place of %d, that is format specifier, it will print the value of n, that is 90. So in between these two numbers, 90 is the greatest number and we have found the result. Let's say another example, suppose I will enter 150 in m, suppose 19 in n. So here what will happen, it will check the first condition, 150 is greater than 19, yes true, so it will enter the if block and it will print greatest number is m, that is 150, and it will totally not enter the else if statement and else statement. That means this statement will not be executed. So in this process the execution time is not consumed and the processor will not execute all these lines. Let's say we have another example, let's say I will enter 100 in m and 100 in n. So here it will check 100 is greater than 100, no false, 100 is not greater than 100. It will come to else part. Here it will check 100 is greater than 100, no 100 is not greater than 100, that means it will not enter the if block. Finally it will come to the else block, that means if all the conditions will return false, finally it will come to else part, and in else part it will print the numbers are equal. So it will print the message numbers are equal, as both the numbers are equal. So in this program we have satisfied the question. That means in if else if statement we use if else if statement to save the time and save the execution of the CPU. So if else if statement, these are the examples and syntax of if else if statement. Now we will be moving to the nested if concept. That means how to write nested if program and how to, I will give an example of nested if statement in which we will totally describe what are the elements and how to write a program in nested if. Now we will be describing the syntax and examples of nested if. So what do you mean by nested if? If we will be writing a if statement under another if statement or within another if statement, then it is called as your nested if concept. If within if condition is called as your nested if. So what is the syntax of nested if? So I will write if there is a condition, if we will be writing another if condition under another if, then we consider it as nested if statement. So this is the syntax of a nested if statement. So this if can have a else statement, this if can have else statement, this if can have else if statement, similarly this if can have also else if statement. So this if condition can have if else if statement followed by finally the else statement. Similarly this if statement can have else if statement and it will continue till the last else statement. So this is the syntax of nested if statement. So this is most probably required when there are multiple choices or multiple conditions. That means if you will satisfy the first condition, then it will move to the second condition. If you will satisfy the second condition, it will move to the third condition. So where there is a step by step condition checking, in that case we will be using the nested if statement. So moving on to the example, let's say I have taken a number n and I want to check whether the number n is divisible by both 3 or 5 or not. That means I have to print a number which is divisible by 3 and also by 5. So in this case, let's say I will write scanf %d %n, that means I will enter a number. Now I will check if n modulo 3 equal to 0, then I have also to check whether the number is divisible by 5 or not. So I will give another condition, if n modulo 5 equal to 0, then only I will print the message printf number is divisible by both 3 and 5. Let's take an example. Suppose let's say I will take n. Suppose I will take 18. So now it will check 18 is divisible by 3. Yes, it is divisible by 3 and it returns a remainder 0. Yes, condition is true. It will enter to this block. Now it will check another condition. 18 is divisible by 5. No, 18 is not divisible by 5. So remainder is something else other than 0. So it will not enter this if block. So it will not print the message over here. But if I will write, let's say 15, I will take an example, let's say 15. So 15 is divisible by 3. Yes, it is divisible by 3 and the remainder is 0. Next it will come to this if block and it will check another condition. 15 is divisible by 5. Yes, true, it is divisible by 5 and it returns the remainder 0. Then only it will enter this block and it will print the number is divisible by 3 and 5. So 15 is a number which is divisible by both 3 and 5. So this is just an example of nested if which satisfies the syntax, and we have seen how the nested if is working. In place of nested if ladder is written. So if ladder is similar to the nested if, don't get confused that if ladder is something different or nested if is different. In some books nested if is written and in some other books if ladder is written. So this is the example of nested if. Now we will describe nested if with a program and example. So let's take an example of nested if. According to the question, write a program to enter status T or S. So T stands for, let's say, teacher and S stands for, let's say, student, and age, that means we have to enter the age of teacher or student and calculate the bus fare according to the following condition. That means we have to enter the status T for teacher or S for student, and we have to also enter the age of the person, and by taking these two inputs we have to calculate the bus fare of a person based on the following condition. So this is the condition of the program. That means here is the status, then I have to enter either T or S. T stands for teacher and S stands for student, and if the age of the teacher is greater than 30, then the bus fare will be 30 rupees. If the age of the teacher is less than 30, then the bus fare of the teacher should be 25 rupees. Similarly, we have to enter the age of the student also. So if the age of the student is greater than equal to 15, then the bus fare should be 20, and if the age of the student should be less than 15, then the bus fare will be 15. So this is the condition of the program, and we have to calculate the bus fare of each person according to this condition using nested if. So let's start with the program. So as our program starts with #include stdio.h, which is the general syntax of a C program. Then we will write void main. Now I have to enter the status T or S. So as this is a character, so I must take a character data type. So let's say CHARST, which stands for status, and we have to take the age and as well as the bus fare. We have to calculate the bus fare. So I have to take two variables, that is age and bus fare. So first I have to enter, or I have to give the message enter status T or S, so that the user will not get confused of what thing they have to enter. Next, I will write scanf %C is the format specifier of character data type followed by ST. Okay, so we have entered the status of the person. Next, we have to enter the age of the person. Let's say I will write printf enter age, so that it will not be difficult for the user to recognize what things they have to enter. Next, we will use scanf %D &AG, which stands for age of the person. Now I have to calculate the bus fare according to this condition. So first condition is that it will check if ST, which is the status, equal to T. That means first I have to check the first condition, that is whether the status of the person is teacher or student. So if it is T, next it will check if age is greater than equal to 30, which is the first condition. Then what will be the bus fare? So bus fare equal to 30. Similarly, if the condition will return false, that means if the age of the person will be less than 50, then what will be the bus fare? That is 25 rupees. So I can simply write else bus fare equal to 25. So this is the status of T. So we have closed the curly bracket of first if condition. Next, I have to check the status of S, that is student. So again I will write if ST equal to S, that means student, then it will check the age of the person. That means whether the age of the student is greater than equal to 15 or less than 15. So first condition is if age is greater than equal to 15, then bus fare equal to 20. Similarly, if this condition will return false, that means if the age of the person will fall below 15, that means age will be less than 15, then I can write else bus fare equal to 15. So this is the total block of student status, and it will calculate the bus fare according to the age. Now all depending on the conditions we have calculated the bus fare. Now it's time to print the value of bus fare. So coming out from all the if blocks, I will write printf bus fare equal to %D, comma BF. Then we will close the bracket of main block. So this is the whole program of calculating the bus fare of a person depending on their status T, S and the age. Now we will be elaborating this program using some examples. So let's take the example of this program. So first it will store the memory ST, then it will store AG, next it will store BF. So ST will be used for storing the status of the person, that is T or S. T stands for teacher and S stands for student. Age of the person, that is AG, and bus fare, that is BF. Let's say a person has entered status T. So in place of this ST, it will store the value T, and next it will come to here, enter age. Let's say a person has entered age 50. So it will come to here, it will check status is equal to T. It will check yes, the status of ST is T. So the condition satisfies. Now it will move to this condition, age is greater than 30. It will check the age value, 50 is greater than 30. Yes, 50 is greater than 30. So it will satisfy the if block, and it will enter and it will store BF equal to 30. That means 30 will be stored in BF. Now it will not come to else part. So it will move to this part. ST is equal to S. No, we have ST as T. That means T is not equal to S. So it will not go to this block. So it will eliminate this block and it will come to here. Now it will print bus fare equal to BF. So bus fare is 30 rupees, and we can see that if the status of the person is T and the age is greater than 30, then the bus fare is 30 rupees, and we have got the answer as 30 rupees. Let's take another example. Suppose let's say I will enter age as let's say 29. So it will satisfy the first condition, t is equal to t, yes true. Now it will come to here, now it will check the condition, 29 is greater than equal to 30, no, false, it is less than 30. So it will not enter this if block, it will come to else part and it will store 25 in BF. So 25 will be stored in else part. Now it will not enter this part also because t is not equal to s. So finally it will come to BF, and we have already seen if the age of the person of status t is less than 30, then the bus fare is 25, and we have the bus fare as 25. Similarly, if we will take the status as s and the age of the person is, let's say we will take 15 or 16 or 17, anything. So it will check status is equal to t, s is equal to t, false, s is not equal to t. So it will not enter this block, it will come over here. Now s is equal to s, yes, condition satisfied. Now 17 is greater than 15, yes true, 17 is greater than 15. So it will enter to this if block and it will store 20 in BF. That means the bus fare is 20 rupees. And if I will enter the age less than 15, then this condition will return false and it will move to else part and 15 will be stored in BF. That means this total condition, I have written a if block under another if block. So after satisfying all the conditions, the bus fare will be stored in BF, and finally it will come to this point and it will store or it will print the value of bus fare of the person. That means we have a condition, we have a nested condition over here. That means first we have to enter the status, then we have to calculate the age, and according to the age we have to calculate the bus fare of the person. So in this case we have already written the nested if condition of status t and s, and we have already calculated the bus fare, and now we have printed the bus fare of the person. So this is all about the example of nested if statement. I hope you have understood the concept of if, else, if and nested if statement. So the decision making statement consists of 4 categories, that is if statement, if else statement, if else if statement and nested if statement. So according to the requirement of the program, we will decide which category of the decision making statement we should apply in a program. So we have to check how many conditions are there, if there is nested condition or if there is a multiple conditions, and according to that we will be applying the among all the categories of the decision making statement. I hope you have all understood, and wait for the second video that will cover the looping statements. Till then, thank you.